Okay, so good morning, participants, and good morning, sir.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
today we have our host Anushri Bothe. Now I over to Anushri. Anushri, please start the webinar.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. This is Anushri. Today, I welcome all of the participants and a speaker, Mr. Ramakrishnan, who is a drone enthusiast, a part of Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, a versatile leader with demonstrated capacity of turning around a performing organization. He is the chief instructor, the director trails and evaluation, and a faculty of CBRN protection at EME. He is the general manager, the deputy general manager, and the senior manager at Field Engineering Regiment and the joint director of strategic equipment management at Ministry of Defense. I now ask Mr. Ramakrishnan to start this webinar and direct our students on a good path.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Anushri.
Yes, I just wanted to add, our today's speaker is also the Kargil war hero. So I
Hmm,
welcome, sir.
hmm.
Please continue, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, hi to everyone. Can everyone, some of you unmute and say hi to me so that I know I get energized? Hello to
Hello,
everyone.
Hi,
sir.
sir.
Hi,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Hi,
Morning,
good
sir.
morning, good morning, good morning, Prasad. Good morning. Okay, fantastic. So nice to hear your voices on a Saturday morning. And so the I have what I will do is that I have captured some of the trends in drone being used for delivery and logistics. That is one of the ways in which we foresee that in future drone is likely to be used. And the logistic industry, as you know, what's happening in the logistic industry. For your what is called information, logistics is nothing but the way things move right up to the customer. So today you order things and things reach you at your doorstep. Earlier, when you used to order things, it used to come in 1 week. Now it has started coming in 2 days. And a time will come, already people are claiming that if drones, etc., will come in, they will be able to provide you anything that you order within 1 hour, within half an hour. And that area is now, if today, how the deliveries happen to your residence, you order something, generally there is, every day a small van will come in your area from Amazon or from other partners, and they will be delivering, they will be going from colony to colony and giving the things. Similarly, when you order a pizza or some other item or food item, how it comes to you, generally motorcycle or on a scooter, somebody will be dropping it to your residence within 30-40 minutes. As the as in cities, etc., you would see that there are times when traffic becomes more, congestion is more, pollution becomes because of that more, and all those issues are there. Therefore, what is likely to happen is that in order to keep up with these timings, it is important that you don't always bank on vehicles. You can bank on the aerial route and provide good service. And most of these aerial platforms like drones and UAVs are based on batteries, and therefore there is also going to be less of pollution. So with this as a small background, I will just show you a few clips which I have got from the YouTube. Ganesh, I'll be able to share my screen, no? Ganesh?
Yes, sir, you can do it.
No, he has said host disabled participant screen sharing. So
Okay,
you will
sir,
have
we'll do it.
to enable it.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Can you enable it?
Yes, sir, it is now. You can start it.
It has started?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. So just a second. Uh, are you able to see my screen, please?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
यार इसको कैसे कम करते हैं? एक मिनट. All right. So, so the aim of this next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to discuss various parameters and trade-offs involved in implementing last mile delivery with drones. We just discussed what last mile delivery is. कि आप you order something, आपने कुछ order किया है, वो आपके घर तक जल्दी से जल्दी पहुंचे, एक दिन बाद नहीं, 4 दिन बाद नहीं, जो कंपनियां आप तक पहुंचा रही हैं चीज वो जल्दी से जल्दी पहुंचे. That's the aim of drone delivery. That's the aim of these logistics companies. So you must be aware of DHL. DHL is a logistics company which is based in Germany. They started this using drones for delivery. They first tried to implement it in 2013, making use of they tested this micro drones MD1000. And if you see here, this is how a thing would get. This package is about 1 kg that used to be put with this kind of a drone, which is a micro drone MD4000, and it was used for transporting things across what is called Rhine River. This about 2.4 kilometers, etc. At that time, the drone technology was not very high. Now, the same company DHL or micro they use DHL is a logistic company. Micro drones is a drone manufacturing company. The micro drones has got now at that time they had launched the DHL Parcelocopter 1.0. It was the first version when they did it. Now it is the fourth version going on, and that has got a speed of 130 kilometers per hour. It has got it can take 4 kg weight, and its battery is such that it can travel up to 65 kilometers without having to recharge. And I will just show you a clip of how they are doing such things. You'll get an idea. So this is, they are talking about Tanzania, where they implemented something. So in Tanzania, there is Lake Victoria. In that Victoria Lake, there is one island. To reach that island, it takes 6-7 hours. So drones were used to deliver medicines there and emergency medical aid. So now you even Amazon has got it has got an Amazon Prime Air project, and in that Amazon Prime Air project they are using drones like this for they in some places it has already been they have already started using it in the world, but in India and in certain other places regulations have still not been framed for such usage, and clearances have not got, but Amazon Prime is already using it in certain countries. Similarly, Wingcopter, there is a drone called Wingcopter. This is a latest version of this Amazon Prime which takes small weights, and this is the one that they demonstrated in 2016. I will show you another clip now which will further make things a little bit more clear to you. Some problem came in? Are you able to see this? Okay. Okay, so you all are quite familiar with Amazon. I will show you another video which captures how Amazon is likely to, deliver stuff from their distribution center or from their warehouses or stores to the customers making use of drones for delivery. So this is a fulfillment center of Amazon. So the individual has placed an order at the fulfillment center. They have put it in a box and it is been placed on a conveyor. So like this, boxes will go, and now you see there is a drone at the end of that conveyor. So the box will now be taken and the drone knows where to, which customer to give it to. So the drone will take it to the customer and deliver it there. So this is how deliveries are likely to happen in future. Okay, so now let's say that in future Amazon has also applied for a patent for this kind of beehive structure, where they will, this is like a warehouse inside which they will keep the stores of their. So number of these holes will be there for number of like drones, and from there the drone will pick up an item and go to the location, so that at the same time many drones can go. This kind of a structure you may see in future. Okay, where there are like 30-40 drones coming out of one structure and meeting the requirement of the customer. Similarly, there is another concept in drones. Now, so far the drones that you had seen were drones which were based on rotors, which were only based on rotors. Now, this is the type of drone which is based upon fixed wings. So with fixed wings, they can go to a longer distance. The only thing is they need some method of takeoff and landing. The rotor-based drones, they can start takeoff vertically and go on. And whereas these fixed wing ones, they require some infrastructure to take off. So Zipline is a company which he's been making this kind of drones, and these can typically travel longer distance and also carry some more weight. For instance, Zipline had successfully implemented in Ghana distribution systems, where at some point in time they had to, distribute personal protection equipment for a particular requirement. And you can see that they Ziplines were used to deliver this to 29 delivery sites in Ghana, and they were more cost effective and less time consuming. This could have been otherwise done by 2 trucks in 36 hours, whereas Zipline did the entire process in 15 hours and also at 40% cost less. So, and also without any hassles. I'll show you now how the Zipline thing functions. It is quite different from other things. Zipline. So you saw this, that in this kind of a drone setup, if you just notice, this kind of an infrastructure is required for launching it, because unlike the other drone which you are more familiar with, the quadcopter based drone, or the one in which rotors are make it go vertically upward, you would have seen that they are smaller and they carry lesser load. This can carry much more load. This carries about 10 kg load, and it can go up to 1 kilometer, about 100 kilometers and come back. Now, the only thing is that at the other place, it cannot land. So, because for landing, it will require some runway and that kind of thing. So therefore, what it does is that at the other end, it will drop it in a parachute, and that parachute comes down, people collect it. and thereafter collect the item, and thereafter this will make a U-turn in the air and come back to the same location. And you saw that how it can be arrested making use of a string at the back. So this kind of an infrastructure is required for this. Only the advantage is it can go longer distances, etc. For remote areas it is a good solution. Now if you look at this, now next see that you see that this one. So I just wanted to bring out that now that we have seen how the things are going in world around, let me just also tell you, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So, so the point is that if you see here, let me also tell that what's happening in India, so that you get a context. All the examples that I gave so far was around the world. So if you see here, Zip Electric, this is an Indian company which makes, which is dealing with, logistics things. Zip Electric, it makes logistic segment. It is also now entering into drone logistics, and it has tied up with TSAW drones. TSAW is a drone manufacturing company. So they are now like this Maruti 2.0 and Adarna. So Adarna is something like that. In this, if you see, there are 4 rotors plus a wing. So it will take off vertically upwards, and thereafter it will move like along with the wing. It can move faster in the forward direction. This is more like 6 rotors, so it has a vertical takeoff and landing. So if you look at it here, the payload, the weight it can carry of the package is 5 kg. It has got an endurance of 40 minutes and 40 kilometers. Similarly, this one has got 5 kg. You can see that it has got a distance of, it can move for about 100 minutes, that is more than 1.5 hours, and about 110 kilometers. So obviously this goes faster, but this will require a little bit more space to handle, but this won't require. So this is something that is happening in India. This kind of things are being made in India. Okay. So similarly, I will come to this. In India, in the Northeast, recently last year, the some of the ICMR had come up with, Indian Council of Medical Research had come up with some drone, they call it iDrone, which was used for in the Northeast for delivering COVID vaccines. This was a project they had taken. Let's see how they did it in India. So you can see that this drone was a single rotor drone, like it looks like a helicopter, and it was used there by government had developed it to deliver COVID vaccines in Northeast in inaccessible areas. So 26 km by road in hilly areas takes about 1.5 2 hours, whereas this could be, drones could be used, and it was taking only 15 minutes to deliver those things to the other location. So Now we have, for instance, this again, Tech Eagle, which is a Gurgaon-based startup, which also deals with drones and drone logistics. They also came up and they did some partnership with Meghalaya government in Smart Village movement to carry out India's first hybrid eVTOL. What is eVTOL? VTOL is vertical takeoff and landing. We saw that some of the drones which were vertical takeoff and landing. And E means electric, which are based on electric fuel, that is battery based. Hybrid means they also have some other mechanism of fuel like gasoline. And they will use both electric as well as gasoline. Like these days cars are also available which have got both electric as well as gasoline, fuel. So since batteries have limited range, therefore with gasoline these can cover to a longer range. So therefore, this is also one of the things which India is itself developing. Tech Eagle is an Indian startup which is doing this type of job. So similarly, last year in the September or something, even in Telangana, there was an exercise carried out by the government of Telangana, where they launched a program called Medicine from the Sky, where the Telangana's IT department and along with World Economic Forum, Niti Aayog and Apollo Hospitals, they asked many logistic companies to team up with various drone manufacturers and come up with various solutions for delivery of drugs and vaccines. So you can see here that Blue Dart, they made a consortium with Sky Air Mobility. Similarly, Hepicopter made it with Marut drones. Similarly, Curious Fry, they have done a consortium with Tech Eagle and Dunzo, which is also, these 4 or 5 companies are logistic companies, and they have coupled with the drone companies, and they have brought solutions, and all of them brought in their own solution. We'll see some of them here, so you get an idea what's happening. These are all very recent, 6 months back, less than 6 months back, 4 months back. So like this is the Blue Dart. Similarly, this is the one that is being made by Epicopter. Okay. Similarly, you must be aware of Swiggy, of course. You all must have ordered things from Swiggy. So Swiggy has been doing, last year, November, they conducted tests in Punjab along with a drone manufacturer called ANRA. They are ANRA Technologies. They manufacture drones. Along with them, they conducted trials for food delivery, which they did it in IIT Ropar, and they made the trials of about 352 drone trials they did, and conducted over 100 flight hours, and covered some over these 352 trials they did more than 1,000 kilometers of flying of drones, and they got some validated, Swiggy was able to validate delivery of food items through this UNDRA drone. And similarly, on the right side, you will see Zomato. Zomato is also, they did a test in 2019 and they were able to test deliveries of up to 5 kg of food items, etc., up to 5 kilometers in 10 minutes. And they have conducted these kind of tests, I think, in Bangalore and in 2019. So both Swiggy and Zomato are looking at drone also as a means of delivery when it comes to food items and other things. So in time to come, you will see that once all the rules and other things are well in place, you will see that you do get deliveries through drones also, especially in some places. Okay. So similarly, now we saw some things. So some various type of drones we saw in all these clips. So there is that multi-rotor, something which has got four of those or six of those rotors which climbs up. So these multi-rotor have very short flight times, and they can also not carry too much. So they are suitable for photography, video, etc. because they don't have to go too much distance generally, and they can hover, and therefore somebody is doing photography with this thing, they want that should be hovering in the air. So multi-rotor thing is good. Similarly, fixed wing we saw, like zip line we saw, wing copter we saw. So they are good in when endurance, large area is to be covered, and but they cannot do hovering. They will keep moving. You can't make them stop in the air. Okay. Similarly, a single rotor you saw, which was used by the government in Northeast for delivery of COVID, this thing. Single rotor, the only problem with single rotor is if that single rotor gets damaged, there is no secondary. When there are six rotors, if one of them gets damaged, the other five can take on the mission. Whereas if there is only one rotor, it goes bad, then there are more risk of that going down. But in some situations, it is useful because a single big rotor, a large rotor, can help give you more push. Rather than four small rotors, it doesn't give you that much thrust. So fixed wing hybrid is something that we saw where both electric as well as gasoline is used, and these kind of this thing are useful for drone delivery for large distance. If we want it 50-50, we saw in some cases 100 kilometers, 60 kilometers distance as being traveled. So then this is good for large distances. Now coming to integration of drone technology and delivery services. You see, something like there will be a retail supply chain. So customer has to when customer is buying something, you are buying something, then you have to select what is the delivery method. You want it through drones or not. And some of the customers may be staying in locations where drones may not be permitted, or they are in some buildings, etc., where drones don't have access. Then they obviously cannot select the drone method. But those who have a choice in areas where drone, they will have a choice. They can say, I want drone delivery method. So then from the local fulfillment area, which we saw Amazon ka jaise tha, so उसमें से orders will arrive from outside the city limits to the distribution center. So from the distribution center, your order will be sorted out, and the drone delivery will take on. And like you saw from that conveyor belt, that drone delivery took off, and drone deliveries will take and drop the thing to the collection point of the customer, and customer will collect it from there. This is roughly the way things are likely to happen. Similarly, I will just give another, a more detailed explanation like this. See, shipments from outside the city limits will come. So sorting will happen in warehouses, etc., which is how it is being done now. The only thing is, after this, only smaller trucks will generally bring it to your locations. Now, but these will be getting sorted by weight and size, because in drone there will be limitation of weight and size. So higher weight, higher size, or the items which the customers where the customer cannot be accessed through drones. Apart from that, Baki then can go and delivery can happen through drones. There will be a mobile app with which the customer can place an order, as well as will be able to communicate with the drone when the drone reaches his or her location. And perhaps they will be able to show some kind of a barcode or something like you say, then only the drone will be or send some kind of authentication or handshake message, then only drone will be able will release that item at their location. So this kind of, and then the drone will do its job and return to the original location, and if required, then either the battery will be changed if the battery has drained out, or it will be charged, or it will be replaced by a charged battery, or the battery would be if a charged battery is not available, then the same battery would require to be charged in some time, then the drone is again ready for taking off. So roughly it is the thing. Now what are the barriers to adoption of drone technology? There are some barriers. What are the barriers? So for instance, battery power of drone generally is not, as of now, is not adequate to carry large loads over large distances. Okay, so as we discussed, the mostly ranges when you come to quadcopter type of drones, the ranges are very limited, and fixed wing kind of drones are not suitable for cities and other things because they need infrastructure, and infrastructure cannot be built in like that at every spot. So similarly, the labor is unskilled right now. You don't have enough drone pilots, operators, etc. Perhaps even the customer doesn't know how to handle the drone. Similarly, there may be privacy infringement. People will say कि मेरे लैंड के ऊपर से क्यों जा रहा है ड्रोन, आपने इसके ऊपर कैमरा भी डाला होगा, उससे आप कैप्चर कर रहे हो, जैमिंग हो सकती है, अटैक हो सकती है ड्रोन्स पे, people can manipulate the drone, people can do, so all those issues are there. Okay, so those threats are there which generally make people think ki drone is not suitable, right? They may think there will be some issues like barriers. Till those barriers are not sorted out, things may not be smooth till the time all those issues are not sorted out. Like earlier when internet had come, then everyone used to be worried about cyber issues, virus, and then now everyone knows that there is an antivirus. You apply that and keep it updated, then the chance of attacks are less. Similarly, drones will also be following, with time those things will evolve. Now some management issues will be there. For instance, see, when many companies start using drones for delivery, there will be too many drones in the air. So when there are so many drones in the air, then there will be an issue of managing the traffic. Okay, in the air. So in the air there will be some routes that would be required to be made. Okay, so once these routes become you have to make some routes, and those routing will then they if one company has got 25 drones, then they will have, it's a fleet. जैसे लोगों के पास 25 अगर टैक्सी हैं तो उनको they have to manage it, so they will be having a fleet. So fleet of drones, how will they manage it, how will they keep it, where will they keep it when not being used, how will they use charging facilities and all those kind of stuff. Similarly, this unmanned traffic management. Okay, that is drone. Unmanned is nothing but drone traffic management. For that, obviously in the air, if anything is there, then even the all the air authorities like Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, they are all worried about that. Okay, it should not happen that this comes in the route of some aircraft or something and creates mess. Therefore, that unmanned traffic management, its development and airspace management challenges are going to be there. Safety and regulatory mechanisms will be there in the initial year till the time all these things get ironed out after a year. Okay, so let me also try to highlight a couple of case where situations like in London, Domino's Pizza a few years back had done some delivery assessment. So they had a target of delivering 300 pizzas uh, by 16 restaurants of Domino's through the drones. So they fixed that the maximum delivery time of any pizza should be 20, not more than 25 minutes to any customer. So when they were using e-bike, that is when they were using motorcycle and a person, then they were able to on an average deliver in 13 minutes. And the cost of delivery was 1.9 euro. Now with drones, they were able to do it in 6 minutes, and the cost had also reduced. You can see it came down to 89 euros, and time also fell down. So the only thing, however, is there are some issues. This may suggest that वाह वाह बहुत बढ़िया है ड्रोन के लिए चलते हैं, but there are some issues. रोज जो है ऑर्डर किसी दिन कम होगा, किसी दिन ज्यादा होगा. उसमें क्या है, if only people who are e-bike people, they can because they have their own motorcycle, company will not be buying it. Though the person has his own motorcycle, the day there is more pizza, more people will come and they will do the job, and they will get a commission for delivering to your houses. But for drones, you will have to then buy more drones and keep it. किसी दिन ज़्यादा demand होगा, किसी दिन कम होगा. So there will be some cost of buying more drones, keeping it, etc. Similarly, you have the high-rise buildings, wires, structures. There is a requirement of collision avoidance. Collision avoidance. Okay, so all those things are there. Similarly, e-bike may be able to process multiple orders in one pickup. Drone के साथ मुश्किल होगा, एक जगह जाएगा, एक से दूसरी जगह, दूसरी से तीसरी जगह, वो थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा. Similarly, there are yellow and red zones. These are zones where you require specific, especially red zones, you require specific permission from the Air Force airport, air authorities for flying, because this is red zones are near airports. Okay, so that there are, it can even range up to 8 to 12 kilometers from airport. So there you can't, use drones easily, because they were banned areas. Okay, and that most of the airports in our country are in the middle of the city only. So similarly, pilot cost will be there, because drones के लिए pilot चाहिए होगा. Similarly, drones खरीदने पड़ेंगे तो assets cost होंगे. Safety, अगर ड्रोन कहीं बीच में गिर गया सामान के साथ और उसके कारण लोगों को चोट लग गई या बिल्डिंग टूट गया, कुछ ऐसा हो गया, there has to be mechanism that drones are not are very safe. Then also there will be insurance of those things. Like कार का भी जब एक्सीडेंट होता है तो इंश्योरेंस वगैरह करना पड़ता है. Similarly, it has been seen कि birds जो हैं, birds attack करती हैं drones को. There have been cases where raven or kites, these have attacked the drone, thinking that they are coming in that area, their area. So these kind of issues are there. Similarly, drones also have some noise menace. Okay, how to control the noise, because they can be very irritating if every now and then drones are passing by. The noise is pretty unshunned. And now other thing is that DGC has said that there has to be without permission, nothing can take off. Okay, so even though you have route, everything ready, there is a no permission, no take off protocol. So you have to abide by this, and therefore digital sky platform, all those things are there. Counter UAV attacks. Okay, so you can see that for food delivery or delivery of items, it will take time to sort out these issues. The industry will take some time, but it will come. Okay, it may take 2 years, 3 years, but it will come. Government is giving a big push in this budget of 2022. Government has said that drones will get a great push. In fact, government has gone on to say that we will not allow external manufacturers to get their drone in our country. All the drones in our country will be manufactured by our own country. Nothing will come from outside. So that's a huge push to India. Now the case 2 that I can take is that emergency medicine and supplies. So for emergency medicines and supplies, already you are seeing that that is good case, because उसमें किसी के लिए profit का नहीं है, उसमें किसी का जान बचाना है. So इसलिए government ऐसे initiative लेती रहेगी, जो अभी ले भी रही है. Drones का इसमें use होगा. लेकिन डिलीवरी वगैरह में तो पैसा लगता है ना, और उसमें नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए. सो इसलिए उसमें आने में टाइम लग सकता है. ठीक है, सो दैट्स वन थिंग. सो आई हैड टू शेयर ऑल दीज थिंग्स विथ यू. नाउ वी मे हैव अ फ्यू मिनट्स, so we can then perhaps if anyone is keen on asking a few questions, I am available for another 10 minutes. You may throw your questions, please. I'm comfortable in any language in answering the question. Please feel free to ask some questions.
Students, you can ask your questions now. Put your questions in the chat box, please.
Oh, I'm supposed to unlock a stop share, is it? Yeah, so I need a few questions. All right. So who is here? So I will ask Kevin, are you around? Kevin Seth, are you around? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you find something useful in what I spoke? Kevin. Similarly, Prasad. Yeah. So Kshitij, that's a nice point. You are right. Drones can be hacked because what is happening is how will people communicate with the drone? So let's say the ground control is controlling the drone. How is it happening? Okay, so it is happening through signal communication. And if the apps are required to also communicate with drone, it is happening through cyber world. So if something is in cyber world as well as signal communication, then you can, hack it. And so unless and until it is ruggedized against this. So therefore, at the industry level, as well as the company level, as well as at the software level, there are number of vulnerabilities. If let's say कि I can hack it in a way कि रास्ते में ही वो हवा में ही ड्रॉप कर देगा, जो आइटम है उसको खोल, आप कहीं से हैक करोगे, आइटम को ऊपर से ही छोड़ देगा, एंड में नहीं छोड़ेगा. It can be hacked in a way that वो उसका कोर्स ऑल्टर हो जाएगा, कहीं रुक जाएगा, कहीं गिर जाएगा. It can happen. So Kevin, that's a good question. I am glad you guys are asking some question. I would also request some girls to ask the question. So yes, now yes, you are right. So these are issues. There can be, there are issues. इसमें होता ऐसा है कि see, there are two things that will happen. Now therefore, how do you think कि aircraft को लोग बीच में क्यों नहीं चोरी कर पाते हैं, या उसके साथ लोग mess around क्यों नहीं पड़ पाते? Because there are very strict protocol. Okay, so there are very strict high level of security checks for that, to prevent that. So similarly, now today it is possible, but it is not any and everyone cannot koi bhi you cannot go around. Now what is the social way? Now usually what happens, if you know, कोई ऐसा होता है कि कोई गाड़ी साइड से जा रही है तो लोग पत्थर मारते हैं. अब तो लोगों को, कितने लोगों को आप रोकोगे? अब कोई अभी एक कैटापुल्ट, दैट हाथ का क्या बोलते हैं उसको यार, जो ऐसे करके आप मारते हो रबर बैंड को खींच के, उससे आप अगर यू ट्राई टू शूट डाउन ड्रोन, व्हाट कैन द ड्रोन डू? So the drones are supposed to fly up to 400 feet height maximum. So it will be about say 130 meters or so. So it is very much close to the ground. A person with a good arm and a good shot, he can have a bow and arrow in his hand, also can shoot it down. So these kind of issues are there. I am not saying. Yeah. So now what happens is there is this battery discharge, correct? So this battery discharge, you see batteries, there is in batteries, there is a battery management system. Okay, so that's a software. So the moment a drone is available with me at the beginning, if I am connected to the battery management system, I will get to know, which can be software based also. It can be also on my what is in a screen which is available with me. I can see कि उसमें कितना charge balance है. मुझे पता है कि फिर मेरे को पता है उस चार्ज के साथ वो कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल कर पाएगा, ओके, या कितनी देर के लिए वो कार्रवाई कर पाएगा, तो उस हिसाब से वो कार्रवाई कर लेगा। जब वो कार्रवाई करके आ जाएगा, अब मान लो उसमें सिर्फ 15% चार्ज बैटरी है, तो वो 15% अगर चार्ज बैटरी है और अगले ट्रिप के लिए उसमें जा नहीं सकता है, then what will happen is it will be charged. Okay, so charging may take time. So other alternative is a charged battery may be already readily available. So आप स्वैप कर दोगे, जो एग्जिस्टिंग बैटरी है उसको निकाल दोगे, उसकी जगह नई बैटरी डाल दोगे और वो तैयार है फिर दोबारा अपने वो उसका अगर मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस फुल चार्ज पे 100 किलोमीटर है तो वो 50 किलोमीटर जाने के 50 किलोमीटर आने के। अभी वो आप कोई बोल रहा था जाते समय अगर वो पहुंच जाए और वापस आने का नहीं है, तो इसमें वही होगा, इसका एक जो ट्रिप है सॉर्टी की तरह माना जाएगा, सॉर्टी की तरह माना जाएगा कि आने का और जाने का डिस्टेंस के लिए एडिक्वेट थोड़ा कुशन के साथ अगर उसके पास बैटरी का उतना पावर है तभी वो टेक ऑफ कराएंगे यहाँ से सामान के साथ। अगर नहीं है तो क्या करेंगे कि उसको उसका बैटरी चेंज करेंगे, उसको चार्ज करेंगे आधा घंटा के लिए, तो वो पूरा चार्ज अप हो जाएगा 20 मिनट 15 मिनट में चार्ज अप हो जाएगा, फिर वो जाएगा, या उसमें चार्ज बैटरी को बदली कर देंगे और डाल दे वो फिर उसका फिर दोबारा रेंज 100 हो जाएगा। सो ये है जो दिस इज द वे सच थिंग्स आर जनरली लुक्ड इनटू। Okay, so your questions are all very interesting. So these are the things that as a society also we should know, how to handle such things, isn't it? So how to do कि ड्रोन मेरे घर के पास दूसरे को अगर डिलीवर कर रहा है, I can't be going and trying to run and try to obstruct that drone or hit a stone at that drone. That kind of discipline is required. Society में उतना awareness होना भी जरूरी है, ठीक है? Okay, anyone else? So I want to, yeah. So you see actually the broad term Harshada, very nice. Okay, so now the broad term used for anything which is unmanned, यानी जिसके ऊपर बैठा नहीं है कोई उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए। फॉर इंस्टेंस जो नॉर्मल हवाई जहाज होती है उस पे इसमें पायलट और इसमें नेविगेटर एक दो लोग बैठे होते हैं उसको चलाने के लिए। जो भी चीज ह्यूमन बीइंग के बैठे बिना दूर से रिमोट कंट्रोल से चल सकती है उसको अनमैन्ड एयरक्राफ्ट बोलते हैं, UAV। ओके, सो अनमैन्ड एयरक्राफ्ट को आजकल ड्रोन भी बोला जा रहा है, ठीक है? सो अभी ड्रोन में जो क्वाड कॉप्टर है, आपने जैसे देखा था, हमने कोई ड्रोन्स देखी थी जिसमें क्वाड कॉप्टर में 4 रोटर होंगे, क्वाड यानी चार रोटर होंगे जो छोटे छोटे होंगे, जो ऊपर घूमता रहेगा और वो वर्टिकली ऊपर चढ़ेगा, वो ऐसे हवा में ना वो ऊपर ऐसे ऐसे घूमता रहेगा और वो वर्टिकली ऊपर चलेगा, वर्टिकली ऊपर चढ़ के उसके बाद उसका जो डायरेक्शन थोड़ा सा स्टिल्ट होगा और वो आगे की ओर जाएगा स्लो स्पीड पे और एंड में आएगा। सो द पॉइंट इज एक वो हो गया क्वाडकॉप्टर। और जो फिक्स्ड विंग देखा था वो उसको आप क्वाडकॉप्टर नहीं बोलोगे, आपने देखा था ना जैसे जिप लाइन था, याद है आपको? जो यू हैड सीन जिप लाइन एंड विंग कॉप्टर, आई शोड यू, जिसमें विंग्स थे। विंग वाले जो होते हैं उसमें रोटर्स जो है होते भी हैं तो छोटे छोटे होते हैं, उसमें विंग जैसे हवाई जहाज की विंग होती है उसके कारण वो तेज चलता है, लेकिन उसको टेक ऑफ और लैंडिंग के लिए जगह चाहिए होती है, या उसके लिए कोई आपने देखा था उसको एक कैटापुल्ट पे रख के फेंक रहे थे, सो वैसा कुछ करना पड़ेगा या तो जगह चाहिए होगी। Okay, I got this another interesting question somebody was asking, what is the development cost of delivery drones? Yeah, so now this is a very interesting question. Now I would say that it would be in, okay, well, let's say the cost of delivery drones is first. I would want to say, what is the likely cost of delivery drones? So the likely cost of delivery drones will depend upon its range as well as how much weight it can carry. Okay, so the kind of small drones that you saw like quadcopter or a hexacopter जिसमें 6 rotors थे, which has been used, let's say in Telangana, I had showed that they were there for medicines from Sky project, in those kind of drones are not likely to cost more than 1.5 lakh rupees or 1.75 lakh rupees. But those agencies which are developing them, they will have to put at least 50 lakh rupees to have the infrastructure from where they can have a production line, infrastructure, people, land, all those things they will have to put into place to start developing those kind of drones. And they will have to keep upgrading it, because like phones and other things, drone may every year, every 2 years, everything will have to be redone, and a new better version may have to be brought up with with the data that you already have from previous versions. Okay, so are the feasible for surveillance? So today my topic, na, who was this? Very nice. Some questions. Some of you can ask it verbally also. I'll be very happy to hear your voices. Anuja Savarkar, let me hear your voice. I want to see this, what is called question by verbally.
Sir, I wanted to ask that is it feasible to use drones for surveillance? Can we choose them over CCTV? I mean, the cost and implementation.
Yes, that's a wonderful question. So today's my topic was delivery drones. So I am focusing only on delivery. And what is last mile delivery? Customer तक के पहुंचने का जो delivery है. मतलब distribution center तक तो truck में आ जाएगा जैसे भी आएगा. उससे आगे last जो customer तक पहुंचने की जो आखिरी कार्रवाई होती है, that is called what is called last mile delivery. My topic was that. But otherwise drones can be used, no? For number of other things. For instance, it can be used for surveillance, a very, very important activity for drones. Why? Even small drones, they can have a small, what is called camera or video, and they can very, very not make much noise. There will be very small rotors, and they can easily slip into a place and they can do. Now, you are absolutely right that instead of placing a huge CCTV camera, member of CCTV. What is the problem with CCTV cameras? Anuja, what's the problem with CCTV cameras? That in every place, batao.
They are only. So वो एक ही जगह पर रहते हैं. They are stationary.
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो आप. उसमें फील्ड ऑफ व्यू बहुत लिमिटेड है ना. आप एक जगह रख रहे हो तो आपको दूसरी जगह कवर करने के लिए दूसरा रखना पड़ेगा. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, एक ऐसा हो सकता है थोड़ा रोटेट करता रहे, थोड़ा इधर कवर करेगा, थोड़ी देर बाद उधर कवर करेगा. हर जगह के लिए आपको अलग अलग. ड्रोन्स में क्या हो सकता है कि आप उसको जैसे थोड़ा हायर पेडेस्टल, थोड़ा हाइट पे रखते हो तो ज्यादा आपको फील्ड ऑफ व्यू मिल जाएगा. अगर वो और तो और क्या है, वो एक जैसे इफ यू हैव अ कॉलोनी and you say in your colony there is security issues that people come and do things etc. So usually क्या होगा, कॉलोनी के चारों साइड लाइट लगा देंगे, उसके बाद एक वॉचमैन रख लेंगे उधर घूमने के लिए, फिर उसके बाद जहां अंदर बाहर जाने का जगह लोग CCTV कैमरा रख देंगे. लेकिन अगर आप क्या कर सकते हो कि अगर आपने एक या ड्रोन दो, ठीक है, तो ड्रोन जो है टेक ऑफ कर रहा है, वो पूरा चक्कर लगा रहा है. ओके, सो इट विल कैप्चर वो, क्योंकि वो दूसरा चक्कर उसका 3 या 4 मिनट में ही शुरू हो जाएगा. प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, वो शोर करेगा तो लोग बोलेंगे कि साला ये रात भर ये शोर करता जा रहा है. ऐसी एक इश्यू आ सकती है. सेकंड, वो बोलेंगे कि चलो सर्वेलेंस अगर वो नीचे बाउंड्री का करे तो ठीक है, क्या हमारे घरों के अंदर तो नहीं झांक रहा वो. ये उनको इश्यू, ये सब इश्यूज हैं कि वो हमारे घरों में झांक रहा है, कुछ वीडियो बना रहा है, क्या कर रहा है. ठीक है, सो ऐसे लोगों को, अगर मेरे घर के ऊपर से ड्रोन नजदीक से जाएगा, मुझे ऐसा डाउट होगा कि यार मेरे घर के ऊपर से जाला साला मेरे क्या कर रहा हूँ उसको नजर आ रहा है. ठीक है, सो अनुजा आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है. ड्रोन जो है सर्वेलेंस के लिए यूज हो सकता है, खास तौर पे बॉर्डर्स वगैरह में उसका काफी यूज है. लेकिन आज अभी तक घरों के लिए और के लिए भी यूज हो सकता है, लेकिन वो इतना यूज करने के लिए एक जो कायदे कानून चाहिए कि किस हद तक हम दूसरे कैसे हम इंश्योर करेंगे कि गलत काम ना करे उसके साथ, वो अभी तक समझ में नहीं आया है सिस्टम में. ठीक है, वो टाइम लगेगा. जैसे जैसे करेंगे कुछ गलतियां होंगी, कुछ चीजें आएंगी, वो ठीक होंगी तो आगे बढ़ेगा. ऐसा है. ठीक है जी, मुझे समझ में आया आपको?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी. और कौन है? सो श्वेता, sir, when it will start its path for delivering and mid it will face some communication, how it can be resolved? Yes, these are the issues. See, what is happening is देखो कैसे करेगा ड्रोन, अभी ड्रोन का लोकेशन कैसे पता चलता है ड्रोन को, अब मैंने तो उसमें फीड कर क्या है। सो अभी हम लोग जैसे कार में बैठते हैं तो हम आजकल एक जीपीएस अपना वो लगा देते गूगल में मैप में और टाइप कर देते हैं हमें यहाँ जाना है और हमारे को डायरेक्शन देता रहता है। वो कैसे पता चलता है, वो इसलिए पता चलता है कि फोन का लोकेशन पता चलता है गूगल को, क्योंकि फोन के ऊपर देयर इज अ ट्रैकर, गूगल विल कम टू नो विच इज योर लोकेशन ऑन अर्थ। एंड सिमिलरली हाउ, थ्रू सैटेलाइट, गूगल है सैटेलाइट्स, सैटेलाइट के थ्रू उसको पता चलता है। तो सैटेलाइट के साथ कम्युनिकेशन होता है, सैटेलाइट के थ्रू उसको हमारा लोकेशन पता होता है, उसको ये भी पता है कि दूसरा लोकेशन कहाँ पे है जहां हमें जाना है, तो वो हमें उसके उसके पास मैप्स भी है तो वो रास्ता बता देता है। ये सब चाहिए पता है। सिमिलरली अगर ड्रोन को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाना है तो ड्रोन को हम जब बताएंगे चीजें तो वो रास्ते भर में उसको पता होना चाहिए कि मैं वहीं जा रहा हूँ। ठीक है, तो रास्ते भर में कम्युनिकेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। आज इंडिया में बहुत सारी जगह हैं जहां पे आपको 100% जो है कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है, इवन सैटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन तो है ही नहीं, बाकी चीजें भी नहीं है। सो अगर कम्युनिकेशन, अगर चलो शहरों में है, कहीं कहीं अगर कम्युनिकेशन उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिल नहीं सकता है तो वो पक्का ये प्रॉब्लम है कि हो सकता है कि लेट्स से दैट आपने देखा होगा कि जब आप मोबाइल फोन को कहीं कहीं एरिया में लेके जाते हैं उसमें सिग्नल जीरो हो जाता है। तो वहां सिग्नल अगर जीरो है तो आपका मोबाइल फोन ही नहीं काम कर रहा, ग्राउंड पे रहते रहते तो हवा में 200 मीटर ऊपर बड़ी सारी जगह ऐसी होंगी जहाँ सिग्नल नहीं पहुंचता होगा। अगर सिग्नल नहीं पहुंचता है तो ड्रोन अपनी कार्रवाई नहीं कर पाएगा। ओके, सो ऐसी इश्यूज होंगी। एंड उसके लिए only when you try things then only you come to know and improve upon it. Okay, so that's a very good question. Okay, please understand एक चीज श्वेता, ये जो चीजें हैं इसके लिए ड्रोन तो तैयार है, अभी है लोगों के पास, वो तो ड्रोन है कंपनियों के पास जिसके साथ हम चीजों को डिलीवर कर सकते हैं, मतलब आप तक पहुंचा सकते हैं, हम तक पहुंचा सकते हैं। लेकिन ड्रोन के को यूज करने के लिए जो एक सिस्टम्स चाहिए जैसे कम्युनिकेशन, जो ये चाहिए, उनमें बहुत कमी पेशी है। सेफ्टी, सिक्योरिटी, साइबर थ्रेट, ये जो आप क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं सही पूछ रहे हैं। ठीक है, बैटरी रेंज, बैटरी चार्ज कैसे करेंगे, हमको उसके लिए चार्जर भी अपना ही लेना पड़ेगा। ये सब जो है इश्यूज हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी इश्यूज हैं जो वक्त के साथ सॉल्व होंगी, है ना। मैं यार गणेश, you see, is it okay if I take a few more questions or Ganesh, या Anushri,
Yes, sir. Sure.
or do you have something planned for them after this?
So you can take 5 minutes more.
Okay, have you got something else also planned after this?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, ठीक है. So I will take now 3 more questions. Okay, so sir, what do you feel if drones are such vast to study? Should we have an? हाँ, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो आप। ठीक, देखो पहले मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग था, फिर उसके बाद ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंजीनियरिंग भी है, फिर उसके बाद इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन अलग हो गया, फिर उसके बाद यू हैव नाउ एरो अलग होता है। सो इंजीनियरिंग इज ऑलवेज इवॉल्विंग विद द नीड्स ऑफ द टाइम। Although drones come into what is called area of aerodynamics only, but इतना ज्यादा टेक्निकल नहीं है वो, क्योंकि जिसको थोड़ा बहुत भी, जैसे गाड़ी कोई भी चला लेता है, उसके लिए इंजीनियर बनने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैकेनिक को इंजीनियर नहीं होता है। ठीक है, वैसे ही ड्रोन अगर समझ में आना लगे, कोई प्रैक्टिस करेगा तो आ जाए। सो बट देयर विल बी इंजीनियर्स रिक्वायर्ड टू डिजाइन एंड अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स। सो व्हाट विल हैपन इज drones will be used, you will सी मोर एंड मोर। जैसे दिनेश है, इनकी जो पूरी टीम है, इन्होंने कॉलेज में इनिशिएटिव लिया, आगे बढ़ा। सो हो सकता है जो जो कॉलेजेस के पास ऑटोनॉमी है वो कोर्स खुल कर सकते हैं। और लोग कब ज्वाइन करेंगे ऐसे कोर्सेज को, वो तब कई बाकी कंट्रीज में हैं भी ऐसे। ठीक है, लाइक अब सोलर इंजीनियर के लिए कोर्सेस हैं, कुछ साल पहले सोलर इंजीनियर के लिए कोर्सेस नहीं होते थे। ठीक है, एनर्जी के लिए पहले कोर्सेस होते थे, लेकिन अभी सोलर इंजीनियर बन सकते हैं। अब जैसे जैसे वक्त आता है वैसे वैसे इंजीनियरिंग इवॉल्व होगी। एंड आई वुड से कि इंडिया में अभी एक और चीज कमी है, अगर आपको ड्रोन के यूज के पायलट्स की कमी है। ओके, ड्रोन के पायलट्स के लिए आज की डेट में 70-80 हजार में बंदा पायलट बन सकता है ड्रोन का। उसका हफ्ते 10 दिन का ही ट्रेनिंग होता है और हफ्ते का होता है। और लेकिन वो डीजीसीए ने सिर्फ 8 या 10 ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स को, डीजीसी के अगर आप डिजिटल एयर स्काई डिजिटल स्काई लैब है शायद, ठीक है, इसमें जाओगे ऑफ डीजीसीए, वहां पे आपको एक वो मिल जाएगा, ठीक है। वो मैंने क्या इसको हर्षदा को भेज दिया, तो ये मुझे हर्षदा आप ये सबको भेज दो प्लीज, ये वाला जो मैंने आपको भेजा इसको सबको भेज दो हर्षदा। ओके, सो देयर विल बी सच थिंग्स। ऑलराइट, एक सेकंड मैं फिर इसको भेजता हूँ। सो यू कैन गो देयर, यू विल फाइंड आउट कि अभी के लिए ट्रेनिंग एस्टेब्लिशमेंट क्या क्या है। ओके, जहाँ पे ड्रोन की ट्रेनिंग होती है पायलट की, सो वो पायलट ट्रेनिंग आप करोगे। सो ये मैंने जो भेजा डिजिटल स्काई लैब डीजीसीए का, उसके वेबसाइट में आप जाओगे तो उनके पास है कि कहाँ कहाँ ट्रेनिंग होती है। छोटी सी 1 हफ्ते की होती है, 60-70 हजार रुपए लगते हैं उसमें, शायद 60-65,000 रुपीज। दे विल हेल्प यू ट्रेन ऑन ड्रोन। पर आपको प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए बाद में क्या मिलेगा, आपके पास ड्रोन होना चाहिए, या गणेश के पास है, या दे आर ऑल डूइंग लवली जॉब, उनके साथ टाई अप रखो, कभी कभी आपको प्रैक्टिस वर्क विद देम, ओके, और डेवलप इंटरेस्ट। एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस प्लीज?
So my question,
हाँ,
according to your experience, how many years it will take in India to be very familiar to the drones?
yeah, so now the thing is government is giving a lot of push. Okay, now Shweta, you are in which year right now of engineering?
So third year from ENTC background,
Okay, very good. ENTC, what's the full form?
electronics and telecommunication.
Very nice. Okay, so now what happens is that government is giving push. Government ने तो बोल दिया बाहर का माल ही नहीं आएगा ड्रोन का या उसके कंपोनेंट का। इसका मतलब है कि इंडिया में खुद बनाना पड़ेगा। गवर्नमेंट इस साल बहुत सब्सिडी उन्होंने अनाउंस की हुई है कि ड्रोन की कंपनीज या इन जनरल स्टार्टअप के लिए ड्रोन की कंपनीज, और ड्रोन में बैटरीज भी इलेक्ट्रिक लगती हैं और उसके लिए भी, और उन बैटरीज को आप सोलर एनर्जी के साथ भी आप चार्ज कर सकते हो। तो बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जिसमें गवर्नमेंट ने नियरली आपको खुला आजादी दिया है कि आप पैसे लो करो, और पैसे थोड़े फूक भी गए तो गवर्नमेंट आपको मदद करने के लिए तैयार है, एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर ट्राइंग टू डू समथिंग। नॉट ओनली गवर्नमेंट, लॉट ऑफ अदर इन्वेस्टर्स। आपको पता है एक चीज होती है कि लोग, जैसे हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हमारे पास थोड़ा अगर पैसा सेविंग करना है, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जो नॉर्मल लोग होते हैं हमारे जैसे, वो क्या करेंगे, हम लोग बैंक में जमा करेंगे, एफडी में डालेंगे, और भी थोड़ा रिस्क लेने वाले होते हैं तो शेयर वेयर में डालते हैं। लेकिन बड़े बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स क्या करते हैं, कंपनियों में पैसा डालते हैं। वो देखेंगे गणेश जी की अगर ये कंपनी है सेरिब्रोस्पार, ये अगर आगे बढ़ने वाली है तो उसमें वो पैसा डालेंगे, लेकिन जब गणेश की कंपनी बहुत बढ़िया पैसा कमाने लगेगी तो उनको बड़ा हिस्सा जाएगा उसका। तो आपके पास अच्छा आइडिया है, अगर आप करना चाहते हो, आप में हिम्मत है, आप प्लान करके अगर आप ऐसी चीजों में घुसोगे। फॉर इंस्टेंस श्वेता, जैसे अभी बात हो रही थी, अधिकतर लोग क्या बोल रहे थे कि कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है, साइबर थ्रेट है, प्रोटोकॉल है। तो बहुत एक है उस डोमेन में काम को जो ड्रोन को समझेगा, और ड्रोन की जो कम्युनिकेशन हो उनको एक जगह से दूसरे जगह में जाके उसमें सेफ्टी ये वो को इनकॉर्पोरेट करेगा, उसकी बहुत अहमियत होगी बाद में। अगर आप उस एरिया में घुसोगे तो बहुत आगे, मतलब 2-4 साल शायद आपको लगेगा मैं कहाँ पे कहाँ फंस गया मैं, लेकिन लंबे रन में 5-6 साल के बाद आपको पकड़ने वाला कोई नहीं होगा उसमें, क्योंकि ये एरियाज में आप जा रहे हो, किसी ने उसमें खास काम नहीं किया है। सो इंडिया में जब मुझे जो लगता है, it will take roughly I think that with the kind of push that is there, it is likely to take 4 to 5 years, 4 odd years, by the time it becomes noticeable. 3 to 4 years by the time it becomes noticeable. But in some cities and some places, I think in agriculture it will come first, okay, in my opinion. And also in photography and those kind of things it will come. फोटोग्राफी वगैरह में इश्यू क्या है, प्राइवेसी इश्यू। 4 लोग बोलेंगे कि अगर ठीक है, अगर आपके घर एक फंक्शन है, व्हाट विल हैपन, आपने एरियल से कराया तो आपका घर नहीं, साथ वाला घर भी कवर हो जाता है ना उसमें, तो वो बोलेगा मेरे घर के ऊपर क्यों कर रहे हो आप, बंद करो इसको। प्राइवेसी इश्यूज आ जाती हैं कि मेरे घर के ऊपर आप क्यों कर रहे हो फिल्मिंग। ओके, सो आपने कहीं कहीं देखा होगा कि आजकल कहीं कहीं शादियों में भी ड्रोन के साथ होती है फोटोग्राफी वगैरह। तो आप अच्छे स्पॉट पे जाओगे, आपको बड़ा अजीब सा लगेगा कि उनका हो रहा है, मेरे को भी पीछे पीछे कवर करी जा रहे हैं, मेरा क्या लेना देना इससे, मैं तो यहाँ ऐसे घूमने आया था, मेरे को क्यों कवर कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, सो माय क्वेश्चन इज, देयर आर टू थिंग्स, one is that it is going to happen, there is no doubt, there is lot of scope in this, okay, but it may take a few years for the technology to mature as well as for other things to go. If young people like you enter into this domain, we will achieve it in 3-4 years. If all of you don't want to enter these kind of domains, then it will take 6-7 years. Okay, everything depends on how you people are reacting. Is
Yes,
it okay?
sure, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes. चलेगा, थैंक यू सर, बिकॉज अभी 11 को उनका फाइनल इवैल्यूएशन राउंड है, सो टाइम
हाँ,
रेस्ट्रिक्शन की वजह से हम
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
फिर
इट्स
अभी
ओके, इट्स ओके,
यस,
आई हैड सॉट देम।
बिकॉज
ओके,
मतलब
थैंक यू।
इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं एंड यस, सो अभी टाइम का हमको कंस्ट्रेंट है।
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
यस,
okay, fantastic. So
श्योर,
thank you everyone. All right, and few best wishes to you, and I hope you know enjoy this and benefit from this wonderful seminar. I would also like to thank Arushi for conducting it, as well as Ganesh for thinking it appropriate to call me over and address all of you. Thanks a ton. Best wishes. Best wishes.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, bye.
यस, सर ऑल पार्टिसिपेंट्स, आपका फाइनल इवैल्यूएशन राउंड 11 बजे से स्टार्ट होगा, तो 11:05 को आप लोग ज्वाइन करना स्टार्ट करो। कोऑर्डिनेटर आपको उस हिसाब से कॉल करेंगे, फिर आप मीटिंग ज्वाइन करना, ठीक है। सो ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर फाइनल राउंड एंड थैंक यू ऑल। यस।